You're about to listen to an excerpt of Secret City Geek Lab broadcast on KTSTFM.com every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. For more news, reviews, and interviews from the world of geek, visit the Geek Lab at secretcitycomedy.com/geeklab or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/secretcity. Enjoy the show. Coming up first is a video game review of Grand Theft Auto. Los Santos is a sprawling, sun-soaked metropolis full of self-help gurus, starlets, and fading celebrities. Once the envy of the Western world, now struggling to stay afloat in an era of economic uncertainty and cheap reality television. Amidst the turmoil, three very different criminals plot their own chances of survival and success. Franklin, a street hustler looking for real opportunities and serious money. Michael, the professional ex-con, whose retirement is a lot less rosy than he hoped it would be. And Trevor, a violent maniac driven by the chance of cheap high and the big score. Running out of options, the crew risks everything in a series of daring and dangerous heists that can leave them set up for life. The biggest, most dynamic, and most diverse open world ever created, Grand Theft Auto V blends storytelling and gameplay in new ways as players repeatedly jump in and out of the lives of the game's three lead characters, playing all sides of the game's interwoven story. From Rockstar Games, it's available on PS3 and Xbox 360. Here's our review with Secret City's Joey Shope and Liam Holton. I'm here with Liam and Joey, and they just played GTA 5? Alright, and this is in Los Angeles, I believe.
Los Santos.
Los Santos, okay. Joey, give us just a brief synopsis of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is a sandbox game starring three characters. You go around doing missions, getting better gear and better cars and better weapons and better stats. Really, your possibilities end with your imagination. So, if you just want to go around blowing stuff up, totally cool. If you actually want to go down and do all the missions, also an excellent choice. It's a lot of fun free roaming stuff you can do, like the mini games and certain objectives you can accomplish.
Alright, is there an end to this game, or is it just go on?
Well, there is a story to this game. The story follows three separate characters, Franklin, Trevor, and Michael. And what's really interesting is the fact that, it is really three main characters. Usually if you play other games, you have one main character, but then you might do some side missions with some different characters. But this is really just a story between these three different people, and you can see everything from three different perspectives. And how they each see each individual thing. All right,
so they're kind of in the same story, but different POVs.
Yes, essentially, yeah.
All right, Liam, what do you think of the game?
I think it's awesome. It's like taking both the best of like San Andreas, the game, and GTA 4, and making them better because a lot of people didn't like what they did with 4. They made it way more serious and like.
So this is a much more lighthearted game.
It's not. It's more comical, and it's less like a depressing look at an Eastern European guy trying to make it in America.
Yeah.
It's more the realized American dream through the eyes of Americans.
Well, one of the most games you can compare this game to is probably something like Saints Row, which is notorious for being over the top and really crazy and wonky. That's essentially it's the same thing. You free roam, you can do whatever you want, just money, cars, and all that stuff. That one is so comical that it's almost kind of gets like annoying at sometimes.
It's redundant.
Yeah. But this one, I feel like this one has a really good balance of seriousness and trying to be comical. I think there's like three of the characters really have all these levels of both humor and also of intriguingness. Because for one thing, Franklin, who is a character who grew up on the streets. He kind of represents like the poor area of, like, say, Los Angeles or Los Santos in this case. But you realize that this guy, he's not a bad guy. He just caught up in some stuff that he's just trying to, he's a good guy, but he's just been caught up in some stuff, and you have to realize that it's really just a struggle that he's going through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other thoughts about it?
Yeah.
What have you been playing and how?
The cool thing about the game. I haven't unlocked all the characters. I've just been messing around. You can switch through characters at any time.
Okay.
And it's a really cool feature because you can switch out of one character and come into another, but that character doesn't stop where you stopped. They keep living their lives. Mm-hmm. Like, I came into one character and he was just stuck in traffic, and he's like, this sucks, I'm stuck in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought I was not going to dig the whole, like, switch between...
I was opposed to it.
But yeah, now that it's in my hands, it's like, they did this really well. I mean, that's the thing, though. Rockstar bet big in this game, and I think they paid off. I think I've read anywhere from between between $250 million to $300 million was spent just making this game. And it clearly has been paid off because, it looks, aesthetically speaking, this is maybe like the sharpest game that's out there right now.
It's pushing the hardware to the limit.
Yeah. And I don't know, I got the collector's edition. I don't know if it's the same on the regular, but it comes with 2 discs. One of the discs is just data and information that you have to put on your hard drive in order to even run this game, because there's so much going on in the world. There's so much more stuff happening than compared to say any of the previous installments.
It's a living, breathing world. I've read this and I've seen a little bit. You'll leave your house in the morning and you'll see a guy getting ready to go to work, and you'll see that same character on the other side of town mowing lawns at his job. It's a living, breathing world. It feels like when you leave, it still carries on. You encounter things happening naturally.
So it could possibly be pulling the clock off your machine and then moving characters forward in time and stuff like that.
Yeah, essentially. It's, I don't know, it's kind of just fast. There's so many things to it that just makes it really fascinating. What I thought was really cool was just the size of San Andreas / Los Santos. Someone did a comparison and they put Liberty City, which was the city in the last installment, GTA 4. And that doesn't even cover all of Los Santos. Yeah. But then you have Los Santos, and then you have all of this, Blaine
County.
Yeah, Blaine County. It's huge. There's these huge parts where you're going out into, the desert, kind of like... And when the reality is, for both people who don't know, that's actually how kind of Los Angeles is. Yeah. It is, this big mecca. Yeah. And then surrounded by nothing. And then you go to, the, redneck kind of, bumpkin side of it.
Now, let's get to the family-friendly part of this. Is it still not?
You can
E10 for everyone.
You can grope women as they give you lap dances.
Really?
If you haven't found that out yet, Joey, it's awesome.
I'm glad you're...
First thing I checked.
All right, so a lot of these, what people would consider offensive things in video games is still there. It sounds like.
Here's the thing.
To not expect that.
Yeah. It's, especially from one of the characters, Franklin, is this young black guy, and he's this young black guy, and he's with his, and it's very much a culture thing, which some people might look at that and go, wow, they're just saying bad words all the time. But in reality, is you have to look at it as you're saying, I never have been in Franklin's shoes, but now I get to see. His scenario, what's he going through? Why is everything, and that's really fleshed out. The character development in the story is really great. My favorite character so far has been Michael, and he's one of the players you can play. He used to be this great ex-criminal. He's
in the witness protection program. He faked his own death, and now he's
okay, spoiler.
No, it's revealed in the third mission.
Okay.
It's interesting because you never see the washed up the aftermath of, we made the bank robbery. You never see 10 years down the line when they're like, well, now we have nothing to do with our lives. And that's what you see in this. It's a fresh take.
Okay, so quickly, gameplay pretty simple, or?
Vastly improved.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally have never felt this, but some people say that what GTA 4 struggled with was the clunkiness of controls and stuff. I personally never felt that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really adaptable to certain setups and schemes. I don't know. But that being said, GTA 5 has gotten a lot quicker and a lot smoother. I've noticed the change now. Where it used to be, that's just how you play. It's, now this is better because of these reasons.
Okay, and then someone who's never played Grand Theft Auto, easy game to pick up and learn and get through quickly, or is there a huge learning curve?
Not compared to the 3 Vice City and San Andreas, but compared to 4, it is much easier.
I don't know. They throw a lot at you.
Yeah, the game is so huge, it's daunting. There's I can do this, I can do this, there's so many things where you're it's...
Yeah, if you've never played a GTA game before, it's just literally, you can go from one moment you're shooting up a bank and then you're buying houses and you can now make money off of that to then upgrade your guns and your weapons and stuff. Yes. So they throw a lot at you. So if you're a very, very casual player, this might not be the game for you, but someone, I personally, been playing games for, the better part of my life, so the nuances and the tricks, those are kind of second nature to me, but even still, I'm learning stuff. I played it today, that's what I did with my life today, and still, hours after playing, I'm still learning new things that I can do with it, which to some might be that's so much, how am I going to remember this stuff, but as someone who plays games, generally a lot, I feel like I can feel natural to it. I feel like maybe a moderate player would have success with it, but
that's the interesting thing. They did it with the last one and with this one. They're able to make tutorial missions not feel like tutorials. Like you do a mission and you realize, oh, they just taught me how to drive. When in actuality, you chase down whatever. Like they're very good at doing that. Like I'm still learning things, and I'm progressed in the game to a point where it shouldn't be that way anymore. But because it's so big, they're still teaching me things. But
yeah, and you learn how to grope a stripper. All right. So with that, Liam, from a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate Grand Theft Auto 5?
For my first venture into it, I give it 9.5.
9.5. All right, and Joey?
I give it a 10.
Your second 10 of the year. All right, well, that's our little discussion of Grand Theft Auto 5. This was a production of Secret City Geek Lab on KTSTFM.com. We broadcast every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Visit the Geek Lab at secretcitycomedy.com/geeklab or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/secretcity.